You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Hey Kunj, welcome back.
Kia ora, how are we?
Oh, wonderful. I'm excited about what we're about to talk about right now.
Yeah, I thought we'll talk about how many families we've helped in the month of April, seeing as though we're already at the end of April. How?
Yeah, April was awesome.
Yeah.
We saw an increase in our first-home buyers.
Yes.
Did you know 50% of people that we've helped this month were first-home buyers?
Love it. I love it when we're helping first home buyers. One of my faves.
But then the rest were interesting. So we had about 30% of clients that we've helped were refinances. So it's jumping from bank to bank for a better offer.
Yes. Yep.
And some were top-ups for the green home loan. Mm-hmm. And we also had some investors.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Looking into buying, their first investment property or their second investment property.
So lots of exciting stuff happened in April.
Yeah. What was the number that we ended up settling?
I think we did over 5 mil.
$5 million had been lent out to our first home buyers and investors and top-ups.
Yeah. Amazing.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah. So how many families was that we helped, right?
We've held about 11 families. So on average, if you actually look at it, it's about under 500K each if we've averaged them all out together.
Yeah.
But obviously you and I know that some of them were a bit higher.
Yeah.
Some of them were a bit lower. But on the grand scheme of things, 11 families are now better off
Yeah.
than they were.
Amazing.
So let's quickly recap some of the families that we've helped and some of the tricky ones that we had.
Yes. Yeah. So we did have some challenging scenarios and situation that we had to work through with the families, but ultimately we got them into their homes.
Yeah, because 3 of them actually, out of 11, 3 of them ended up going to our second-tier lenders. And a lot of people don't realize that we do deal in that space quite a bit.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, it's 30% of the total percentage of people that we've helped, right? And the reason they went to the second-tier lenders because the bank ultimately said no.
Yeah.
And the reason they said no was?
One of them was, some of the transactions on their account where, the banks weren't too comfortable with gambling transactions in those accounts.
Yeah, so a message to the first home buyers, if you are preparing to buy your first home, please don't gamble as much.
As much, I think, is the word. Like everyone, if you've got that surplus cash available, people do, like to explore, and that's their form of entertainment. But as long as it doesn't look like you've got an addiction or something to it, then there is always a way that we can find to get you an outcome, although there are some of those transactions on your bank statements.
Yeah, it's just, we had one that was, it also had gambling transactions on it, and we managed to get it across to the bank because his overall credit check was fine.
Yeah.
The problem with this couple was that the guy also had few past mishaps on his credit check.
Yeah, some challenging transactions on there
and
as well.
That didn't help the situation. So he had the gambling aspect to it, plus a bad credit check. So the bank viewed him immediately as, not an ideal client for them right now, especially when they only have 10% deposit. So we needed to move them away, buy the house now, because there was the dream house. It was next to their parents. So the parents could help out with the baby while they get their feedback. So in 6 months' time, we could potentially refinance him back to the main bank.
Yeah.
But for now, that's in.
That's the solution for now.
Yeah, and to be honest, the rate was very, very good for them as well through the second-tier lender, right? Do you remember what the rate was?
Was it like
7.99.
Yeah, 7.99. There you go.
7.99 for a second-tier lender. I mean, a year ago, that was an average rate for the main bank.
Yes.
If you're a first-time buyer.
Yeah.
So, a small sacrifice, paying 7.99 for the next 6 to 12 months while they get their account conduct nice and clean, and they can show the bank that, look, we've got a mortgage, we've never defaulted on any payments, we've been good clients, have us now.
Yeah.
And it is possible for them, right? The other clients that we've helped that went to the second-tier lenders were, again, a couple. They were renting for a really long time from the landlords. And ironically, I knew the landlords as well. And I only discovered that afterwards as we were dealing with this whole situation. And again, they had slightly, few things on their credit check that the bank wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah.
And we had to go to a second-tier lender and get them across the line.
Yeah.
In that
And
way.
again, that's another solution for them. Yeah, to get into their home.
And they had like 5 children, but both parents are working now. And the problem with the credit check that they had defaults was when, they went through a period of not having any job and the kids were really little, so they couldn't work and stuff like that. But now they've changed the situation.
Yeah.
So I think the message here is for people not to lose hope.
Yeah.
And actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Not to just throw a towel in and go, oh, well, my credit check is now bad and I can't do anything about it. Yeah. No, you can.
You can. And we can help you.
And we can help you, exactly. Yeah. The other ones was really interesting. The first-home buyers that we had that went to the main bank was, for instance, a couple that were building, right? And they're building a house. You're looking at the blank.
Which one was that one? Oh my God, there's so many customers in my head. I'm going, okay, which one was that one?
All right. Couple in Christchurch.
Uh-huh.
That was cool.
Yes. Now. Okay.
Yeah, you're with me now?
Yeah, I'm with you now.
Yeah, I know. When you have 11 families on the go at the same time. It can get
more than 11, but okay.
it can get a bit overwhelming. And look, guys, that's 11 that we've settled, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at any one time, I think I've got about 50 people in my head that we're dealing with constantly because we're seeing about 4 to 5 people a day at the moment as well because the inquiries have picked up.
Yeah.
But we've got an awesome support team. We've got about 5 people behind the scenes that are also
doing the magic behind the scenes for us.
Magic behind the scenes. So it's really cool to have that now, to have that support. And I think for me, having you on board as well has been magical.
Thank you.
The extra weapon. So I think, that couple in Christchurch, they were first-home buyers a couple of years ago, right? They bought their first home a few years ago. And now they were looking to buy an investment property. And they looked at a few new builds. And it was an interesting one because a lot of new builds in Christchurch, they built way too many. Yeah. And they needed to get rid of them. Yeah. And so a lot of the builders actually slashing prices.
Yes. Yeah.
So good time to look around and see what you can get in your price bracket. And actually, if it's slightly outside of your price bracket, you may be cheeky enough
to negotiate.
Because a lot of those builders, they just want to sell and move on to the next project. So don't be afraid. And that's what happened to our clients here. They've tried several times with different projects, didn't work out, and then they finally found the one that was able to bring the price down for them. And
we were able to get a solution from a lender to help them with that one.
Yeah. A few other ones that we did this month was the green home loans.
Yes, a couple of those as well.
Yeah, someone listened to our episodes about the green home loans and how you can actually get 0% and 1% loans at the moment through the main banks.
Yeah.
So if you've got enough equity in your home, and even if you don't have enough equity in your home, the bank may still look into your application if you need to upgrade the windows, if you need to top up your insulation, get solar panels, etc. So we've done a few of those this month as well. Yeah. So it's been a good month, actually.
Been a very good month for us.
Yeah. And
onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. I love it. The one where also the few ones that we did was refinance. So people approached their own banks first.
Yeah.
And the banks weren't really playing the ball. And then they come to us and they're not happy with what they've been offered by the main bank.
Yeah.
So we managed to refinance them and get them enough cash to cover their solicitor fees and also leave them enough for holiday.
Yeah.
Of renovations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a good month. And I'm looking forward to May because May looks just as busy.
Yep.
And I think we've got already about 11 families again on the board that we're doing something.
11's our lucky number, I think.
11.
11.
So, so look, if you're listening to this and you're wondering whether you've got a chance or not, just reach out. Yeah. Honestly, we don't charge you anything. Well, I don't charge anything for the consultation. And there might be other brokers that, charge you outside of my team, but we don't charge anything for the consultation.
Yeah.
Tell you
it's a free chat.
Yes or no. Right?
Yeah, free chat.
Just do it.
Yeah, give us a call.
Yeah, awesome. Well, nice talking to you, Coach. Have a lovely week ahead.
Thanks. See ya. Bye.
And that's a wrap on that Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.